from a Ford law. So let's take a look at something. You get a notice in the mail that you have a clerk-magistrate's hearing on a new criminal case, but you don't know what a clerk-magistrate's hearing is. Do you have to hire an attorney? How much is that going to cost you? At a Ford law, we represent folks at clerk-magistrate's hearing at a reduced rate. Our fees are based on your income, so the less you make, the less we charge. Let's talk about clerk-magistrate's hearing for a moment. What is a clerk-magistrate's hearing? Well, a clerk-magistrate's hearing is the first step, oftentimes the first step, in a criminal justice process in Massachusetts. Not everybody qualifies for a clerk-magistrate's hearing. If you've been charged with a misdemeanor and you weren't arrested at the time of the alleged crime, then you are entitled to a clerk-magistrate's hearing. Now, you can also get clerk-magistrate's hearing in other circumstances, but that's at the court's discretion. You don't have a right outside of that one scenario that we just pointed out. So it has to be a misdemeanor where you were not arrested at the time. So you have to qualify for that. So what is it? What happens? A clerk-magistrate's hearing is an informal process. It's held in a clerk's office typically rather than a courtroom. So it's not open to the public. It's not like there are a lot of people sitting around listening to your case. Typically, the people who are attending are the clerk-magistrate, the police prosecutor, your attorney, and it could be an alleged victim if there's an alleged victim in your case, and you can bring witnesses in yourself. So a clerk-magistrate is a judicial officer. Think of them as sort of like a junior judge. It's a very important, very prominent position, and that person is acting as a fact finder. And what they're looking to do is to see if there is probable cause to believe that you committed the crimes that you are charged with. So the clerk-magistrate has to find probable cause, which is a very low standard in the law. In fact, that's about the lowest standard that we have in criminal law. If they find that there is in fact probable cause to believe that you committed one or more of the crimes that you're charged with, they will issue a criminal complaint. So that takes it to the next step. If you go to the clerk-magistrate's hearing and probable cause is found, at some point later you'll get something else in the mail telling you that you must appear for an arraignment. The arraignment is the next step. The big thing about a clerk-magistrate's hearing is you want to try to prevent that next step. You want to try to prevent you from going for an arraignment. The reason is that an entry on your criminal record will happen at the time of arraignment. So before that, at the magistrate's hearing, there's no official record that's kept of that as far as a criminal record. But if you go to get arraigned, once you are arraigned, a criminal entry happens. Obviously, that's not something that you want to have happen. If you have no criminal record and you get arraigned, now you do have a criminal record. If you have a criminal record from before, now you have an additional case, an additional set of charges that appears on your record. So it's very, very important to attend a clerk-magistrate's hearing, and it's my advice that you should definitely go in with an attorney because it is so important that you get a positive outcome. Now, keep in mind that most often criminal complaints issue even after a clerk-magistrate's hearing. However, if you go in and are not successful, if you lose the hearing, you're in no worse shape than you were before, because then you go to an arraignment, which would happen anyway, even if you didn't attend the magistrate's hearing. So it's very important that you go, that you're prepared. You should have a lawyer if at all possible. I know lawyers are expensive, but we, for instance, at a Ford Law, can provide you with competent, experienced legal representation at clerk-magistrate's hearing at a very reduced rate. So that's what we do at a Ford Law. We do criminal and family law. Please feel free to visit us at affordlaw.org. We can answer a number of your questions in the frequently asked questions section. And if you would like, please book a virtual appointment with me. It'll be over Zoom, completely free, completely private. I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have about clerk-magistrate's hearing or any other questions you have about the criminal justice system or family law questions. So we're here to help. We're here to make it easier for you. We want to represent the hardworking men and women of Massachusetts because let's be honest, they deserve a break. They're doing a lot of work and doing a lot of hard work. So we don't want that to be forgotten in the criminal or family law settings. At Afford Law, we're making justice affordable.